questions I get asked all the time when it comes to selling is, James, how can you help me close? What can I do to be able to make my prospects say, yes, let's go ahead and move forward and do the business? Can you teach me to close? So in this video, I'm going to share with you a few tips on what you can do to ensure you get better at closing, and also some phrases that you can use to get your prospect to make a decision. My name is James White. I'm a sales trainer and mentor, and I look forward to sharing some tips with you that can enable you to win more business. Point number one is this. The reality when it comes to sales is that we've got to be in a position where we build things over a period of time. Depending on your business, you're probably not going to be in a position where someone meets you and then literally wants to do business with you straight away in a business-to-business environment. They're going to go through a thought process and a journey. And so one of the key things I say to people around in terms of selling and learning how to close is pick up on the small wins that you get at different points in time. Little wins such as, yeah, that's right, or people saying to you, yeah, that is the situation I feel, or yeah, I'm struggling with this, or giving you insights into what's going on in their world is a key factor when it comes to really understanding what's going on with them. And so building wins over a period of time is a great way to be in a position where it feels like a natural stage and thing for them to be able to do to move to the next point in your process. Point number two is this: focus on telling stories. Maybe you offer a service that solves a problem. So maybe talk to the prospect and say, imagine how it would feel to get X, Y, and Z resolved, and how would it feel to be sitting at your desk and knowing that that issue's dealt with. What you encourage the prospect to do is then picture themselves and think through what it will look like to have that issue resolved. And again, those type of methods are a great way to get the prospect in a position so that when you do ask some of the final statements to try and close them and move the business forward, they're going to be ready to say, yes, I want to do that. So the third point when it comes to being able to get your prospect in a position is to de-risk it for them. Prospects don't buy things because they worry about that it's not going to deliver the return they want. And so a great way in which you can try and de-risk it for them so you're ready to make that close is to talk about what happens at a point in time in the process, and you outline how you deliver your service. Maybe when you're in a position where the prospect's saying about how something gets implemented, you can say, look, it's a great question, John. Here's what we do. Once someone becomes a customer, here's the actions that we take over the period of the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, whatever the time period is, in order to deliver on the service that we promise and to get you that result. So let's look at some of these phrases that we can use that can hopefully get the prospect to make a decision and enable them to work with you. One of the great statements I think you can use would be a statement such as this. Hey John, it's really enjoyed chatting to you and really talking about your challenges. Can I ask, do you think we're a good fit to work together? By asking the prospect whether they think you're a good fit to work together, you're basically saying to them, tell me what you think. Do you really feel that we've got an opportunity to work together here? And if the prospect says, yes, I think we do, then it's natural for you to say, that's great to hear. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Let me get some paperwork and move forward. So by getting inside the prospect's head, by working out what needs to be done, we can then be in a position to finally get those issues resolved and hopefully move forward and do business with them. The key thing in any sales process is get inside the prospect's head, try and find out what's happening, what's going on in their world that's making them unsure about something. When you know, you can then put a pen a response or look at how you can deal with that objection or that issue and get that barrier out of the way to you making the sale. Another great question you could ask would be something like this. What would you need to see in order to be able to move ahead and work with us? They might actually come to you and say, oh, well, I think you need to do something with the price, in which case we need to handle that objection. Or they might actually just say, no, I think we're in great shape, let's get things moving forward. Asking that type of question of what would you need to see puts the onus back on the prospect, and it's a great way of hopefully getting them to a decision and moving forward and closing that deal. Another variation on a phrase like that and a question statement you could use will be something like this. John, really enjoyed chatting to you today. Sounds like we're a really good fit together, and I know we can solve your problem. How can I convince you to become a client and work with me? Again, asking a question like that puts the onus back on the prospect to give you the inside information of what they need to see. And when we put that onus back on them, it's a great way to help them, for them to outline what they want to see, how they need to have certain things in place, and if we can then solve them, it enables us to tick those boxes and get the deal done. Now, another statement you can use, and this is a bit more of an assumptive close, but when you've maybe had a conversation with a prospect that's gone really well, you can maybe ask a statement such as this. Great, I'm really looking forward to working with you, John. What would be the best way for us to move this forward? Where shall I get the contract signed? Or what method would you use to like to pay for this service? Is that backs or card? Now you have to approach that type of technique in a way when you know the prospect's really giving you some buying signals that they're keen to work with you. But by doing that, you take the element of the money and the issue of the deal itself out of it, and you're asking them how they want to go to that next stage. So again, using statements that enable you to be assumptive are a great way of hopefully getting the prospect to then feel that they're in the right position to move forward and get that deal over the line. So a great phrase to use when you're getting a prospect that's maybe hesitating or not sure about something, and maybe you're feeling that you've maybe worked with them for a period of time and they're not giving you the answer you want, but you want to get them to a decision, is to say something like this. Hi John, look, we've really enjoyed working with you, but I'm sensing some uncertainty in the way you feel about things. Am I right? Is this something that you're not really keen to move forward with? By asking a direct question like that, what you're then going to make the prospect do is say, well, actually, yeah, that's right, I don't feel comfortable about this, and this, I don't think this is right, and you can then move on and go to the next prospect. Or alternatively, it might make the prospect say, no, I really like this solution, I think it's great, I've just been having some thoughts around things, and yeah, I think we can go forward. Oh great, that's great to know, how do we can do that? What can we do to get things signed and sealed and move forward? Again, we're going back inside the prospect's head and trying to understand what's happening with them. Let's see if we can ask the questions that sometimes, as Chris Voss in his book says, as I've mentioned before, getting the prospect to say no is a great way of being at least be able to move the conversation forward and get to a decision point, whether it's a close or whether it's a business loss, it gets to a decision, which is what we all want as sales and business people. So there are some tips and phrases that you can use to hopefully close your prospect. People are saying to me all the time, James, I want to be able to close. My message to them is generally, it's like you're asking for a six-pack but not doing the sit-ups. You wouldn't expect to get a great set of abs, and trust me, look, I'm going to get it anytime soon. You wouldn't expect to get a great set of abs without doing the work, and closing's no different. Closing happens naturally when you've understood your prospect, you've got to know their problem or their want, you've explained the solution and shown them how it can be achieved, and you've removed barriers to the sale. When those things happen, you're more likely to close more business. But that can take time, it can take some work, it can take some effort, and maybe over 2 or 3 calls or meetings. It may not be done straight away. But if you approach it in the right way and you move things forward with these small wins by picturing stories and de-risking it for them and use some of these phrases, I guarantee you're going to be able to win more business and get your sales numbers and business where you want it to be. Thanks for watching the video. I hope it's been useful. So I'd love you to put some comments in the section below and see whether the phrases that I've given can help you. What are the challenges you're facing when it comes to closing? What are you seeing that's stopping you winning more business? I'd love you to put it in the comment section below. I'd love to reply and help you, or reach out to me on any of my social media formats at James White Sales. I'll happily provide some responses to you and see how I can help you win more business. So if we take the action, you're going to be like the lion and be the pride of your business, and you're going to make sure that others look up to you and think, yeah, I want to be like that person, because you've taken action, you've taken control, and you've made sure that you're not letting the world control you. Eat or be eaten. Eat's the only choice. I'm James White, I'm a sales trainer and mentor. Thanks for watching the video, and I look forward to sharing another video with you really soon.